So what I thought we might do is create a very simple vector ghost. We're just using a couple of tools. The vector tool obviously being primitive shape of the ellipse and creating some custom nodes. So if you want to know how to do more advanced drawing, I have a full series in my playlist on how to draw things like the backgrounds, these advanced backgrounds, planets, bats. There's even one there. I think there's a 7-part series of drawing this pumpkin, which we'll go into using more advanced features like gradients and other items. But for this tutorial, let's keep it simple. Let's recreate this ghost. So to start off with, I would drag out a ellipse. Make sure it has a black outline. Just adds more of a cartoon look to it. Now remember, there are no rules here. We are just trying to get something similar to that shape there. From this point on, I would right click and click convert to curves. This will allow us to manipulate this shape a little bit better, a little bit easier. So I would drag these two nodes in slightly, and then this bottom bit flares out. So we have a couple of options. We can flare it out this way, trying to keep somewhat symmetrical, although once again, it is a cartoon. It does not really. Now to get these bits here, we need to add 2 more nodes. So what you can do while you've got the node tool selected, I'll zoom in, click on the area where you would like to add a node, and then I would convert that to a sharp. No, I wouldn't. What I would do is drag it in first to see what effect it's going to have. As you can see, it's not really the effect we want. So there's another way that we could probably do this. So Control Z to go back. We do have our node that we inserted. Let's add another node here. That way it gives us this center section to play with. So now if we drag out, highlight the node, drag out this section, we retain our curve here, but we also have a little bit more control over this section. So let's not worry about the curves for now. Let's duplicate that over this side. So click here to add another node, and then drag in, drag this section out to start pulling this section here. Now from here, it's really just a matter of manipulating these curves to whatever shape you are after. So we'll try and duplicate the one on the left a little bit closer. If it's not exact, it doesn't matter. This is the beauty of drawing. You make the rules as you're going along. So this bit here, you can see we probably need another node here. So if I click here, once again, that allows us to just control this section a little bit quicker, a little bit easier by allowing us to drag that out. All right, so that's not too bad of a shape. Tweak as desired. Once again, we're not trying to duplicate things exact. We want to just show methods to help you draw. Now, if you want a bit more of a curve here, what you can do is you can perhaps click on and add a new node there and make this one a sharp. So there we go. That gives it more of a point. And then perhaps we will drag this section in here a little bit and maybe drag this section out. What have we got? And we probably go in there a little bit. I'm going to put another node in here just so I can add some thickness to it. So there we go. Reasonably close to the other one, although once again, does not matter. We're not trying to duplicate them exactly. Just get a roundabout shape, roundabout. All right, there's the body. Let's say we're done with the body. There's the basic shapes. Might be a little bit thicker through here. Maybe we can just bring these out a little bit just to give it more of that sheet sort of ghost look. There we go. Now let's add the eyes and the mouth. And I know, let's put these little claw hand things in here. So we'll click shortcut P on the keyboard, which is for the pen tool. Drag out a couple of arms. So when I say drag out, we're actually clicking out a couple of arms. So we can go point at our second point and drag down to get the shape, and then drag out what looks like a couple of claws, and probably thin down the outline just slightly. Come across to the fill tool, and we want to fill the color. Not too bad. Adjust as you see fit. Maybe make them a little bit more claw-like just by grabbing the center of the 2 lines there. just to be able to shape it. So let's go with something like that. And then let's Control-C, Control-V on the keyboard, which is copy and paste, up to our transform tool and flip horizontally. There's our two little ghost arms. Let's do the mouth. The mouth is just an ellipse. Let's do a screaming ghost this time, rather than the smiley ghost. Maybe shrink it down. Let's get rid of the outline. That mouth, it's not required. Put a little bit of an angle on it, just for a bit of fun. Maybe the arms can go on a bit of an angle. There we go. And the eyes, same thing. Grab the mouth. Where did that come from? Click on the mouth. Control-C and Control-V on the keyboard to duplicate. And I've done it twice, so I have two eyes. Shrink down, maybe stretch them out a little bit. And then pupils. Drag out the pupil. Give it a background color. Copy, paste, or Control-C, Control-V on the keyboard. Maybe make them slightly smaller. Mouth, maybe something like that. Let's make him smile. I think I like smile better. Right click on the ellipse and convert to curves. Just drag that center point down, drag the bottom node down, and perhaps widen it just slightly. At least now he's a happy, friendly ghost. What do we need now? He's a bit fatter. He must have been eating too much pumpkin. These highlights, very easy to do. Drag out a basic shape again. So P on the keyboard. Don't P on your keyboard, please. It's no good for your keyboard, but click the letter P or the P key on the keyboard, or select P on the pen tool on the toolbar. Drag out what are we after? We're after highlights. So let's just drag out these highlights really roughly. Give them a fill color. I'm going to copy the fill color I have here. What do we do now? Well, the easiest thing to probably do is this shape, which is our highlight. We want inside that shape. So if we grab that with the left mouse button, drag it down and pop it on top of the body shape, it is now inside our body shape. All we need to do now is tweak these a little bit. So I'm going to give those a sharp, and this one here, I'm going to convert that to smooth. Drag that out. This one here, convert it to sharp. This highlight here, probably get rid of that node there because it's not needed. Drag out a bit of a shape there, and I think that will do. What we're trying to do is represent a little bit of shading. Okay, not the best. Maybe just tweak these somewhat. That's a bit better. Convert those to sharps. Once again, feel free to tweak to your heart's content. There we go. Something like that. Maybe make the mouth a little bit bigger. Not too dissimilar to there. He's just eating a bit too much pumpkin. But once again, the beauty of vectors, you can come in here, tweak it as much as you want. There we go. There's a nice little ghost for you. I think the outline of the arms need to be a little bit thinner, a little bit chunky for my liking. There we go. We can add a highlight behind the mouth. To do that, I will just duplicate this mouth with Control-C, Control-V, change the fill color to the same as what we have below, and send it to the back. No, don't send it to the back. Send it to the back of the mouth. So the shortcut I'm using here is holding the Control key and clicking the left square bracket on your keyboard. So there you go, one ghost. Group the ghost, and the only other difference here is obviously I've added the background. Once again, if you'd like to learn how to do a little bit more advanced drawing techniques, have a look at my playlist where I run you through creating the pumpkin and how to use the gradients. There's some nice tips in there, some advanced tips. But once again, if you're a beginner, there should be enough in there. It should be easy enough for you to follow along. Maybe create some bats. Give it a spooky scene. Hope you had fun. If you did, consider liking and subscribing to this channel. It really does help. And I'll see you on the next one.